What's going on, family? What is up, guys? Welcome to tonight's stream with your boy Abel. Super excited to be here with every single one of you guys tonight, family. But we're back with another start of the stream week for me here on YouTube with every single one of y'all. And I just want to show you guys a little bit of gratitude, a little bit of appreciation, for y'all rocking with me tonight. And for those of you guys that have been rocking with me for the past few months that we've been doing this, I appreciate you so much as well. Thank you for rocking with me. It definitely means a lot to see all you guys rocking with your boy. And hopefully I've been able to provide you guys with some value, and hopefully I continue to provide you guys with massive value as well, as we continue this this series that we've been rocking with, guys, which is pretty much these live streams every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So big shout out to every single one of y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's see who we got in the chat today, family. Let's see, we got Riverside, California, Salson. What's going on, Salson? We got Bert in the building. What's going on, Bert? Good to see you. Baltimore, Maryland in the building. We got Harlem in the house, right, residing in Phoenix. What's going on, my guy Kyle? What's good, dog? Good to see you. Vermont in the building. We got the boot present. What is going on? Shout out to every single one of y'all, family. Go ahead and drop those locations in the chat. I said we got Oscar in the building, DC in the house. What is up? New Orleans up in here. What's going on, young major? Right, we got New York City in the building. We got Chicago, New Jersey. We got Anaheim, California on the check-in as well. What's going on, Sahil? Good to see you. Shout out to you for actually tuning in on today's or tonight's stream. Once again, family, super excited to be here with every single one of you guys as usual, because I truly love doing this. I really love coming on here, and I really love providing you guys with as much value that I possibly can, right? Just to help you guys really get as close as possible to accomplishing your goals. That's literally my objective here, is to educate you guys to a point where you guys are using this education and are actually going ahead and smashing goal after goal. So super appreciative of every single one of y'all that's been rocking with me. If you guys have been getting any value, then definitely go ahead and not just drop your location, but also go ahead and smash that like button for your boy. Right, let's go ahead and really spread this stream out to a lot more people, and I can't do that by myself, right? I'm definitely gonna need your guys' help with helping me really get this stream out to a larger audience. And simply smashing that like button, guys, definitely does go a long way. So I definitely appreciate all you guys that are going to go ahead and support me by smashing the like button. And yeah, let's go ahead and get right into what we're going to talk about today, because it's been a very interesting start of the week. If you guys have taken a look, or if you guys watched my actual weekly outlook video that I released on Sunday, the markets are pretty much doing what I expected it to do overall. We're going to go over pretty much every single pair, guys, that I went over on Sunday's video, and we're going to see what's been going on and what's really been happening, all right? But for the most part, there's been a lot of moves that are pretty much aligning with what we thought was actually going to happen, or what we expected to actually occur as a whole, right? So that's good news, good to see for sure. And we're gonna definitely talk about all that and get into those pairs in a few. But we do have a few news events, guys, that actually came out earlier today that are definitely some ones that we have to pay attention to, right? With, for the Aussie, literally came out last night, pretty much, almost literally 24 hours ago. But they did have their actual interest rate decision. They actually did raise rates 50 basis points, which is something that, again, was expected. But we are going to look at some Aussie pairs because of them actually raising rates, because typically what we've been seeing is whenever we see interest rates go up, that typically benefits, right? That typically benefits the actual currency as a whole, right? So we're going to take a look at the Australian dollar and various cross pairs to see how they've been pretty much playing out. All right, we got St. Jude in the building. What's going on, St. Jude? Welcome to the Wealthy Fam. St. Jude, let's go. Right, go ahead and send me a message on Instagram. Send me a message on Instagram so I can get you added into the private chat. I definitely appreciate you for supporting the channel. Definitely means a lot to me. All right, but again, family, right? So we did have the RBA. They actually released their interest rate. They actually did raise interest rates. So I'm expecting the Aussie to potentially be strong against some cross pairs, right? Not against the US dollar. US dollar, in my opinion, is still going to be a lot more attractive, a lot stronger than the Australian dollar. But we could look for some cross pairs with the Australian dollar that we might be able to take advantage of, right? In fact, I actually have a setup for you guys that I'm looking at tonight with Euro AUD, right? So the Euro against the AUD was used to be one of my favorite pairs because it's actually a very volatile, very fast-moving pair, Euro AUD. And I've seen a setup that I like tonight, and we're going to talk about that, and we're pretty much going to try to take advantage of what I think can be Aussie strength based off the actual release itself, right? So we're going to look into that for sure, guys. But something else that I want you guys to also look at was this right here, right? At 10 a.m., guys, we had something called the jobs opening report that actually got released for this month, and it's pretty much... again, doing things that I've been telling you guys and I've been hinting to you guys now for a little while, right? Where in terms of jobs and the job sector and how strong it is and how good it's been, over the past few years, and how the Federal Reserve is pretty much using, the fact that we still have a strong jobs market and low unemployment as a reason why we're technically not in a recession, right? But if you guys notice, or if you guys been paying attention to what I've been telling you guys, family, right, the employment numbers is usually like a lagging indicator, right? So when employment starts to turn around and we start to see, a lot of more job openings starting to open up, we start to experience, a higher unemployment rate. When we start to see those things, usually the signs have already been out there that this was going to happen, right? Because jobs and employment numbers, those are lagging indicators, right? Those usually don't really start to show what's actually happening until, everything else actually happens first, right? So with that said, guys, looking at this right here, Joe's jobs openings, this is really going to be a very important news release that a lot of traders and investors are going to be keeping their eye on, right? Especially since the Federal Reserve is relying so heavily, right, on the employment numbers, on these job numbers, on these job reports, right? Again, this is like their last hope for what we're considering a recession here, right? You guys, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard, right, about them trying to redefine what a recession is, right? And they're really relying on these job numbers. But let's take a look at what we're seeing here, guys, right? So again, the U.S. JOLTS job openings, it literally measures exactly what it says, right? It measures how many job openings there were from each month, right? This measures on a month-to-month perspective, and it just pretty much gives us an insight, guys, on how strong or how good, at least it's one of the indicators that we utilize to really identify how strong or how good, the overall employment economy pretty much is overall, right? So taking a look at this, guys, we actually had last month, there were 11.3 million job openings, all right, available here in the US. They were actually forecasting it to come out lower at 11 million, but it actually came out even lower than that, right, at 10.69 million, guys. So remember what I told y'all, employment is going to be the last thing that really starts to show, right? We're going to start to experience a lot more job openings. In fact, we're not just going to experience job openings, but there's going to be massive layoffs that are about to happen. And yeah, there's going to be job openings because right now, I think for every one American, there's a job available or some crazy number right there. For every willing and able person that's able to actually work, there's plenty of work out there. But based off this report right here, we're starting to see that actually starting to tighten up. right? So again, guys, jobs is a lagging indicator, right? We don't want to try to just rely on a healthy jobs report to say, oh no, we're not, nothing's gonna happen, no recession here. No, there is a recession. We've been in a recession for the past 31 days, right? 32 days now. And we're now just starting to see the actual jobs reports finally start to show that. Because overall, we are now seeing less jobs open, right? Less jobs available. Now, some of you guys are probably thinking like, well, doesn't that mean that a lot of people are actually getting jobs? It could be that, right? Or it could just be that now a lot of employers are not hiring more people. A lot of employers stopped hiring, right? There's pretty much a hiring freeze that's been going on, guys, for the past few months now. And it's also because of everything we've been experiencing. So I'm going to be expecting this to continue to decline overall, right? We should continue to see, guys, less and less job openings available because of obviously a lot of employers now are not just cutting employees. They're not just firing employees, but they're not even looking for active workers to fill those spots, right? So, and that's just another effect of what we've been seeing, right? With interest rates going up due to inflation, interest rates going up is definitely having a major effect across the board, right? Not just for consumers, but also the big businesses, right? The producers out there as well. So this is just something that's very interesting. It's something we've been talking about, guys, for a while now, right? About this finally starting to show, and it's literally starting to show it now. And yeah, it's been very, very interesting to say the least, right? But let's take a look at the rest of this report. So we had employment change come out for the New Zealand dollar. That's interesting. For retail sales for the Australian dollar, guys, this is also a big deal, especially to line it up with what we're seeing here with their interest rate decision. So they actually experienced a decline in, or actually it just didn't even release just yet. So this is going to be a very, very big deal right here, guys, coming up into tonight. It actually releases in about an hour and 15 minutes, retail sales. Because if retail sales comes out stronger than normal, then that could be looked at as a positive. Typically, it'll be looked at as a positive for the economy, a negative for the currency itself. But if it comes out as they're predicting at 0.2%, right? See, now we've seen a massive sell-off in retail sales, right? That's pretty much means that people are not spending as much as they normally, or as what the quote-unquote experts are actually predicting. And again, in normal market conditions, we want to experience retail sales coming out, right? We want to see spending across the board. But because of the market conditions we've been experiencing with high inflation, we do not want to see spending to happen, right? If we want to slow down inflation, guys, if we want to really make the price of goods to slow down tremendously, then people need to simply stop spending money. They need to stop stimulating this economy by continuing to spend money on things that they do not absolutely need. And that's pretty much what we've experienced for the past 2 years. Right, ever since they really started pumping money into the economy, we've seen people literally just, spending money nonstop, and now we're dealing with 9% inflation overall because of that. Right, that's one of the factors in it. So with retail sales now moving forward, what we want to see, guys, is we do want to see a decline in retail sales, right? Because that means we could finally start to see inflation overall start to turn around, right? So that's just something to keep in mind, especially when you're looking at it from this perspective, guys, from a fundamental perspective on how to look at these markets. That's just something to really keep in mind for sure, right? So that's overall what we experienced today. Let's go ahead and see what we got here tomorrow, family. Right, again, shout out to everybody out there in Brooklyn. My brother Drew, I appreciate you. We got Jacksonville, North Carolina in the building. Let's see, happened with me and Tesla, hiring freeze. Oh, 100%, right? It's hiring freeze happening across the board, and it's going to continue to happen. Right, so going into tomorrow, guys, we don't got nothing too crazy. We do got some PMI data and pretty much just some PMI data that's coming out for the pound and the dollar as a whole. Right, but let's go ahead and take a look at the markets now and see what we've pretty much been doing, guys. So, like I told you guys, exactly what I wanted to see occur is exactly what's actually happening. Right, so if you guys watched, and again, I actually did this session live in real time, actually, right? The Sunday video that I dropped on Sunday, right? My weekly outlook. Again, shout out to all you guys that watched it. Appreciate y'all, right? But even bigger shout out to all of my inner circle, right? Because I actually did that video live in real time on Zoom, right? With my actual inner circle community. All right, this is something I'm going to be doing moving forward every single Sunday, family. I'm still going to be doing my weekly outlook every single Sunday. But now, at Sunday at noon, at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm actually going live with the Inner Circle Familia. And we're doing this thing live in real time. and that's going to allow you guys to also go ahead and really ask as many questions, right? Ask as many comments. It's just a really dope environment, right? Us live on a Zoom call, just being able to interact and communicate and just really just come up with a game plan for the week is really what that call is really all about. So I'm excited for that, right? I'm excited that I'm doing that. It still allows me to actually upload on YouTube as well, right? Because then I just take that recording that we did on Sunday. I just pretty much I edit the video, all right? Very quick edit. I just usually take out the beginning part. Then I'm going to be taking out the question and answer part, because I really want the question and answer part to really just be something for all of you guys in the actual inner circle, right? So I actually removed the question and answer part as well, and then I dropped that video on YouTube. So either way, it definitely benefits. It actually allows me to kill two birds with one stone. All of my inner circle familia, you guys get it way earlier than everybody else, around 7 hours earlier. You guys are able to see me pretty much go through that process of marking it up, but you guys also are able to ask me questions, send me markups that you have, send me any ideas that you guys want me to look at. And I just feel like that's just such a positive for all y'all that are in the inner circle, right? So I appreciate y'all for sure. And that's just something I'm going to continue doing now every single Sunday. So 12 p.m. Eastern every Sunday, Inner Circle Familia. We are going live on Zoom, and we will be doing a weekly outlook together. Now, with that being said, though, family, if we look at what the market has done since my weekly outlook, it is doing exactly what we expected, right? So at the beginning of the week, we were somewhere around here, right? And I just told you guys that I'm expecting the dollar to continue its bearishness to start the week, right? To make its way all the way down to around these levels at around the 105, I believe I said, the 104.8 to 105 level. I believe it was 104.8. is what I had said specifically that I wanted to see it. Price came within 20 pips or so, right? But it ultimately really spiked below this one, or around this 105, and then we've seen a pretty strong reaction out of this level, right? We're looking at this from the daily perspective, by the way, guys, right? This is a daily time frame. Okay, so we've seen the market give us strong push up, correction, strong push up, correction, strong push up. Now we finally corrected into an area that I feel like is very, very attractive in terms of the dollar. And now I want to see continuations, right? Now I want to see dollar potentially really go ahead and really start to show its dominance once again, which is what the dollar has been doing for literally over a year now, right? We have just been extremely, extremely bullish the dollar, and I think now there is a good chance for us to actually go ahead and continue this dominance higher, guys. So I do want to see higher prices now from where we're currently at, and I think by the time we end this week, in about 3 days, I do believe we do close out higher, right? I think we do end up closing the week much higher than where we actually started at. So overall, guys, I'm going back towards risk-off sentiment. I'm definitely going to be leaning towards a lot more bullishness to come in for the dollar. And it's really doing exactly, I'm talking about literally exactly what I spoke about on the actual call on Sunday. And now it's just a matter of go ahead and position ourselves to continue riding this out, right? So that's what I'm looking at, guys, here for the dollar itself. One thing I'm going to be keeping my eyes on is how the market actually ends up playing out right off of this little order block, right? So this whole little range right here, I'm actually going to just highlight it so you guys can really see it. I want this thing to be bright. All right, I want that to be bright. Let's go green. All right, so this hole right here, guys, is what we consider an actual order block in the markets, right? And again, this is a daily time frame. So we've seen massive run up. We've seen the market finally correct down into our level of structure, our area of demand, right? And then off of this area of demand, where we clearly see the market really start to pick. I mean, just look at this, guys, right? Just look at this. Right? We had all of this sideways price action, right? All of this accumulation. Price broke up, and then we just started to accumulate orders, and then we finally had a nice strong break to the upside, right? Break to the upside. Look at this 4-hour candles. There's a lot of buying momentum out of there, right? So that is a demand zone. That is an area where we could potentially expect price to get back to and give us a similar reaction from. So if we really look at this level right here and really look at where the momentum picked up, which is right here. Come on, where's my background at? Right, which is literally right here. We should have expected for price to come back down here, right, and give us a similar reaction, which is exactly what we're seeing, guys. This is exactly why I was looking for the price to react around this level, because we had evidence in the past that there was clearly a lot of demand for the dollar at around the 105 level, right? 105 is super attractive for the bulls to the upside, right? So definitely very interesting for sure to see the reaction. And again, I do believe we're going to continue to see the bullishness overall to come in. Right, let's see. We got the boy Skaggs in the building. What's going on, Skaggs? I appreciate you, my brother. That boy Skaggs just dropped a banger on us tonight, family. $49.99, $50 to the face. Shout out to that boy Skaggs, bro. I appreciate you. You pretty much just helped me pay for my Starbucks for the week, or at least for half the week, my brother. I appreciate you so much, bro. You know it's all love. Always been love since day one. All right, so let's see. Tomorrow, PMI. Yeah, we have PMI data for sure. That could definitely bring a lot of insight as well into the markets, right? But, guys, this is what I think can happen for gold. I do want to see price come back into this range, right? I want to see price come back into this area, right? Come back below 106. I want to see price go below 106. And then once we get below 106, that's when I'm expecting a lot more bullishness to come in for the dollar as a whole, right? So that's going to be my outlook. That's my bias overall. And yeah, let's go ahead and see what else we can find out, guys, in terms of other currencies that we can actually trade, or that we will actually trade, right? Starting with the euro. All right, so the euro as a whole, guys, it really didn't do what I wanted it to do. I mean, it did go higher, right? It did go higher a little bit. Let me see. Let me go ahead and clear this out. Right, we had all this levels of structure. And I wanted to see price come back up into there to then go ahead and continue sending us lower, right? That was my initial thought process, guys, that I sent y'all on Sunday. Was I wanted to see price go ahead and make its way up into this 104 level, and then from there we look for shorting opportunities. But price didn't do that, right? In fact, all we literally did was continue to play around this level right here, this level of structure. And then literally this past previous day, we finally actually ended up spiking above this level, and we got a really gnarly, right? We got a really nasty. Come on, Les Brown. How do I shut this down? Focus assist, priority only. All right. So we were looking for, again, I wanted to see price really run up higher to around that 104 level, 1.04 level. But it doesn't seem like it's going to do that. You know, we actually ended up creating this level of structure up here. Right, this area of resistance, which could be, you know, just an area to pretty much build up liquidity. We end up spiking above that level, and then immediately we seen an instant rejection, right? Literally about 4-hour bearish candles in a row. And now because of that, I think that we're probably just going to end up really going back into this bearish trend for the euro, guys, at least much sooner than I thought, right? Again, I wanted to see it come up all the way up to the 1.04, but, you know, it didn't do that. But now it's an opportunity for us to go ahead and get involved and start shorting, right? So now where can we realistically look to short from? Well, again, we want to identify where we could really go ahead and start to see the market shift from, right? We have our order block right here, which has now, at least this is a pretty strong bearish candle. I mean, it has happened in the past, though, so we do got to keep that in mind, right? But this could be just an area of structure, guys, that we actually keep our eyes on. All right, and if this area of structure holds, when we see price pull back into it, then that can give us an opportunity to go ahead and really short this thing right back on down to the bottom, right? That, I feel like that will be absolutely amazing for us, guys. So going into tonight, this is actually not a bad setup, family. All right, not a bad setup right here. Right, big shout out to that boy 20 Pips Savage. What's going on, 20 Pips Savage? I appreciate the dollar, man. Definitely means a lot, my boy. Shout out to you. Also, welcome Shumakia. How are you doing? Shout out to you. Welcome to the Wealthy Fam. I definitely appreciate you so much for being a sponsor of the videos of the channel. Definitely means a lot to me. Make sure to go ahead and send me a message on Instagram as soon as we're done with this, so I can get you added into the actual private Telegram. Let's get it. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate every single one of you guys that have been supporting and rocking with me. It really does mean a freaking lot. Now, if you want to go ahead and support me, guys, and without having to either, you know, be a member of the YouTube channel or sending a super chat, I mean, by all means, you know, I'm very appreciative of even the likes, right? So go ahead and smash that like button as well. and I appreciate you guys for everything. Let's see, low key meant $4.99. Nah, you meant that $49.99. I appreciate you. All right, again, I literally spend $150 a week in Starbucks, so you definitely helping that burden for sure. All right, for sure. But guys, so looking at what we're looking at here for the euro, I'm very much interested, very much interested. All right, and looking to short the euro, probably somewhere around these levels, right? I would love to see the market come back up to around this 71% fib level, right, or the 1.025 level. I feel like that's a juicy level area to go ahead and really look to short Euro USD, right? So a retest back up to around 1.025. I'm gonna be shorting it. I'm just throwing this out there. All right, I'm going to be shorting it. I'm just saying, you guys don't have to do what I do, right? But that's what I'm going to be doing, right? I'm going to be looking for a short opportunity, and I want to see if we can actually go ahead and really get back into this bearish, and what I believe is just us going back into this bearish trend that we've been experiencing for a while now for the euro, right? So that's what I like, guys. I really do like this opportunity here at this 1.025 level, right? I would definitely risk 2% all day long on that opportunity. And the risk to reward here, if we're just going to target back to the initial lows, risk to reward is around 5.5 to 1. So we're risking 2% to go for around 10% gains off of just one opportunity, right? That is absolutely banger. It looks really good, looks really juicy. So that's what I'm going to be pretty much trying to play going into tonight, guys. Something like that, right? I might end up just setting a actual sell limit and see what happens with that, right? But that looks good, right? That looks good, right? Let's see, how do I get access to the private Abel? Oh, for sure, very easy, right? All you got to do is become a member, right? Join the community here on YouTube, right? And once you have a membership through YouTube, then you send me a message and I go ahead and add you into the actual private chat, right? So right next to the subscribe button, there should be a join button. If you cannot see the join button, then it's probably because you're on your phone. And for some reason, sometimes it doesn't actually show up on your phone, so you might have to do it through a desktop. But that's how you join it, right? That is how you actually join the inner circle, the private community. Let's see, hey, but can you take a look at UJ? I took a pretty early entry on it. Yeah, for sure. All right. For sure. All right. So this is my bias on Euro USD, though. Looks very juicy. Definitely going to be a setup, guys, I'm very interested in going into tonight. All right, let's go take a look at UJ, right? UJ doing exactly. Well, UJ actually dipped lower than I expected it. Right, again, if you remember what I did on the actual stream on Sunday, guys, I was really looking for an area or a reaction off of right here. Right, great thing is I actually had an entry right here that I actually placed, but it didn't hold. Right, I ended up getting stopped out at break even. It is what it is, right? But if you noticed, this is the area that I said I wanted to see price really react from. Right, we came into this level. We seen an initial nice strong spike up, and this was a pretty big move, right? It was a pretty strong reaction. Just where I entered at, and what price did, it just didn't allow me to actually go ahead and eat, right? But overall, it was a decent reaction, but it just wasn't strong enough. You know, the yen ended up bringing a lot of strength, and it really sent us even lower than where I was expecting. But it just sent us back into an area of structure, right? New area of structure, previous levels of resistance. Price broke through it. We finally were able to make our way back into it, and now we've seen a very strong reaction from it. So what can we expect now for UJ, though? All right, again, so I am definitely bullish now, guys, on UJ. I do want to see continuations higher for UJ. It's just a matter of where, right? So the area that I'm going to be paying attention to is definitely going to be this area right here at around this 132.5 level, right? If we see price come back down to around 132.5, then there is a good chance that actually holds, and that's, you know, this area right here is acting as support and really actually does push us higher. So that's going to be my first area of interest, guys. If I'm looking to trade UJ, then yeah, I want to see UJ come all the way back down. I want to see it come back down into this level right here, 132.5, and then from there, you know, we go ahead and find some more upside here, right? So that's just my opinion. You know, that's what I would love to see. So if the market allows me to get, you know, allows this to go back down to 132.5, then yeah, that's where I would be looking to go ahead and look for continuations. But again, keep in mind, guys, price does not have to go down there. That's just where I would feel comfortable actually looking for entries off of. It doesn't necessarily have to get down there, but that's where I'm comfortable with actually taking a buy from. If it doesn't get down there, then it is what it is, right? I have no interest in trading it. But that's what I like. You know, it looks good. It doesn't look too bad. You know, maybe something like this. Maybe something like this for you, Jay. All right, and go ahead and target, you know, back up to the highs, right? Something like this, right? Around this 132.5 level, 132.4. We could realistically find a potential entry there, right? But again, that one is definitely one that I will more so. I don't think I will set the pending order for that one. I'll probably more so just monitor that one myself, right, and just look to see if I can get in based off price action that I'm seeing around these lower levels, right? But other than that, yeah, that's what I will be looking for overall. Okay, so yeah, 132.5, 132.4 looks juicy, looks absolutely juicy for you, Jay. Let's see. I'm seeing some imbalance and some liquidity above those levels, coach, on EU. Let's go back to EU real quick, right? So that's a big reason why I wanted to see price actually go ahead and run this high, right? Because I was already expecting all this liquidity being built up, and because we did have obviously all this clean traffic, which is what I believe you're talking about as well with these imbalances, right? And I see those, right? But again, this is the thing, right? Yeah, imbalances and areas of liquidity are very, very important. But there's times where we can even see it already occur, and because we're looking at the overall bigger picture, or what we think might be the bigger picture, we're missing out on it. So I believe that this little spike up right here was already that liquidity grab, or at least enough of a liquidity grab for us to continue shorting the euro, especially based off the reaction, right? And I get it. We have all this clean traffic right here, right, that we might want to go ahead and see filled, but it doesn't have to necessarily happen right away. And based off the price action that we're seeing right here, it doesn't look like price is going to want to go up there and actually do it. If it does do it, then that's cool, right? We'll go ahead and we'll be prepared, and we'll just accept any loss that we take heading up. But then when we get up there, then we'll definitely go ahead and see if we can find another opportunity. But based off what price action is showing right now, all right, based on what I'm seeing right now, all right, I do not think that what price, at least for right now, will not make it up there. But again, I could be completely wrong, and if I'm wrong, it is what it is, right? But let's just look at, again, the dollar index. The dollar index, guys, right? If we look at the dollar index, and the dollar index literally does the exact opposite of the euro, literally the exact opposite. And we look at how the dollar already cleared all of that imbalance, right? Like it already cleared all of this area of liquidity that we had here, and it also went and filled the imbalance as well. Okay, so I'm also using even what the dollar is doing as a reference for Euro USD, all right? Because yeah, we have all this clean traffic that for the dollar it already filled, but for the euro didn't. But it just could be that the dollar is just so dominant. The dollar is just so strong that it probably won't even allow the euro to get up into these price points. You just never know, right? But overall, I'm still very much bearish. So I'm going to be continuing to short, you know, at around this 102.5 for the euro. For sure ski. Okay? For sure ski. All right? For sure ski. All right, so let's see what else we got here, guys. So that was EU. That was UJ as well. UJ, very interesting. I like to buy off UJ at around 132.4. Right, see if we can pretty much hold this level of structure right here. That'll be pretty juicy. Right, but if we don't hold this 132.4, 132.5, then we're probably going to come all the way down to around the 131.3. And then from there, I'll just look for some more longs as well, right? But overall, you know, I really do like UJ, and I like Euro USD for sure. All right, let's go ahead and see what else we got here, guys. Let's go take a look at Aussie dollar. Again, Aussie dollar is literally doing exactly what we wanted it to. I mean, guys, this is literally a setup that I had gave you guys last week for Aussie dollar. Like, literally, I didn't even touch this. I didn't even change it. And it was literally just playing off of the actual supply zone that we had here. And the market literally, I mean, it gave us a really, really great reaction from that level. Like, absolutely phenomenal play. And again, this is something that we literally watched last week on stream. Like, I literally set this up last week on stream with you guys. All right, and it's literally doing exactly what we wanted to, right? Price right now, it moved around almost 130, 40 pips, 150 pips from this area of supply. So that looks pretty juicy. Now, what can we expect next, though? Well, I'm still expecting more downside. Right now, again, obviously Aussie dollar did raise interest rates, right? Interest rates going up typically means that the value of the currency will also go up, or it could gain strength, but unless it's against daddy dollar, right? So overall, yeah, again, for other pairs I might expect Aussie strength, but against the USD, hell no, I'm expecting still weakness. So what we've seen is we've seen the market pretty much is, and I don't use trend lines too often. I like to, only time I do use trend lines is to show you guys from a visual perspective what was really happening, right? And all we've seen was price give us this nice strong push up, and then we just been seeing, you know, these higher highs and these higher lows, right? And this little upward structured channel trend type of deal that we've been experiencing. But once we got to the supply, we ended up selling off massively. We ended up breaking out of the actual trend that we were that little short-term trend. And now we have signs of bearishness, right? And I think we could experience, guys, a continuation to the downside. Okay, I want to see more bearishness to come in for the downside. And an area that I'm really interested in to actually go ahead and short this would be probably up here, right? If we can make our way up to the 0.7 level, right? You know, if the 0.7 level gets tested, man, I'm selling the hell out of AUD USD. Right, it just looks super juicy, super attractive, right? So I will be looking for something like this on AUD USD if we're able to actually go ahead and get in and get filled and things like that, guys. But yeah, it looks really good. You know, I like AUD USD as well. It looks very juicy, very attractive. I'm very bearish on this pair. I just want to see if we can actually make a rebound, come up to these areas, and then from there we can go ahead and start looking for a nice shorting opportunity. I really am interested in shorting, guys, around the 0.699 level more than anything, right? 0.699 looking super juicy for the short. So that's what I will be looking for AUD USD going into tonight. So we'll see what happens with that one. I'm going to keep it on my watch list, actually highlight it, and you know, we'll see what happens for sure. Right, we shall see what happens for sure. Right, so big shout out to our newest subscriber. What's going on? Appreciate you. Shout out to you. Welcome to the familia. And Mika, what's going on? Good, appreciate you. Right, appreciate you, guys. So overall, yeah, AUD USD, very simple. I'm bearish this pair. I want to see the market pull back up. Right, and then once we actually see the market pull back up, you know, maybe to around the 61.8 fib level, then I feel like that would be a very good and attractive selling opportunity that we could possibly go ahead and take advantage of. Right, so that one looks absolutely juicy, guys, as well. Let's go take a look at Euro AUD, because remember I told you guys I actually have a setup here on Euro AUD that I'm very interested in. Now again, like I said, I'm actually very bullish. Oh, not very bullish, but I'm actually bullish the Aussie, just not against the dollar. All right, so I'm bullish the Aussie, just not against the USD. Right, but I am bullish the Aussie against Euro for sure. Right, the Euro itself is still very doo-doo. Right, it's garbage. The Euro is like, they're going through a lot right now. Right. So I think that the Aussie will continue to be stronger and will continue to gain strength, guys, against the Euro, right? So I want to go ahead and look for a shorting opportunity here for the Euro. So what have we really been seeing? Overall, we've been seeing the market just genuinely making its way, I mean, very slowly, but making its way downtown, right? And just going lower. But recently, we actually found an area of support where we found some demand for the actual Euro against the Aussie. And that demand pretty much was found just because of where we're actually at, right? We're actually at a very interesting, strong level of structure, support, and resistance, right? So that nice little reaction probably should have been expected, right? Just because of where we're actually playing off of. But what I want to see is I want to actually see, and I could be wrong, but I actually want to see some more bearishness, right? Like I want to see price come up to around this 1.48 level. And then from there, guys, I would love to go ahead and short the hell out of this too. Right? I would love to go ahead and short Euro Aussie right from this 1.48 level. Okay? So that's going to be probably one of my favorite setups going into tonight. And you guys know for the most part, especially y'all that have been rocking with me, like you guys know for the most part, I'm usually only trading, you know, US pairs, right? It has to have like the USD in it besides pound yen most of the times. But this is not a bad play here. All right, like this is not a bad play here, guys, for Euro Aussie. So if we're able to see price come up to the 1.48, I'm going to be looking to sell it all day long, right? So That's just me. You guys don't have to do what I do. That's just pretty much what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be waiting on this one probably with a sell limit, right? 1.486. 1.486. Yeah, I like that level. 1.486 looks really juicy. 1.486. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's what I like, right? That 1.486 level, guys, is really where I'm looking for it. Let's see if we can get a nice little reaction off of that level to then go ahead and send us short, right? And we're talking about good risk rewards, right? Because we're going to be able to target right back down to the lows overall, because I want to see continuations and even break these lows. But for now, we can target back to these lows, and we're talking about this is a 300 pip drop that I'm targeting, right? So if we're able to get that entry, then hopefully we're able to go ahead and catch this whole 350 pip drop, right? That could possibly come right after it. So if there's one setup that I'm more favoring going into tonight, it's definitely going to be this one. All right, definitely going to be looking into this one. Just looking to stay with the overall momentum as a whole to continue in the bearish trend. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, well, Abel, bro, why? What makes you choose this area? Like, why would you choose that area as the entry, right? Out of everything that we have here, why choose that area? Well, very simple, family. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna delete everything, right? Because I want you guys to be able to see this. Like right now, with nothing on the actual chart, no markups, no nothing, right? It's a little harder to actually identify like where we could look for entries, right? Especially if we're expecting more of a bearish continuation, right? Like if we're expecting continuations to the downside, like yeah, right? Like it's a little harder to figure out, especially if you don't know what you're looking for. So what I'm looking for, guys, when I'm trying to identify, you know, where I could look for some shorting opportunities from, I'm looking back at key levels of structure, right? I'm looking at key levels of supply and demand. So we had this level right here that could have acted as an area of supply. Okay, it actually did act as an area of supply. And this area is because that last previous higher low, or technically lower high, before we seen the market break structure, right? So we had a lot of selling pressure that started up here. So if we had selling pressure that really started to pick up there, then we can expect a similar reaction when price got back up there. And that's exactly what we seen. Price came up there and gave us a strong reaction. But we also seen a set of equal highs get left behind now. All right, and I'm also looking to the left even more, and I'm saying, okay, so price could very well just continue to drop from here. But is there somewhere else that might be a little bit more attractive, right? And then that's where, again, this whole area comes into play now, right? This higher level up here where it could also very easily act as the major level of supply to really send us going back bearish. So that's the area I'm really going to be playing off of, is, again, this 1.486 level, 1.486. So if price can come up to this 1.486, then I'm going to be looking to, yeah, short the hell out of it. No questions asked. I'm taking that all day long. Right, and I'm gonna be looking to go ahead and find some nice entries there. Right, especially just seeing how we reacted last time we were up here. Right, like we ended up like this is just very easy plays all day long. All right, look at this. We had all of this highs right here, all of these highs. All right, price decided to spike up above the highs, capture all that liquidity, and then ultimately go ahead and shift lower. Right, and with this shift lower, we started breaking major levels of structure as well. So I mean, yeah, it just makes a lot of sense, guys, for price to go back up into that area, right up into here, and then we go ahead and continue its sell-off. So that 1.486 level, again, I'll say it again, that 1.486, super juicy, super attractive setup, super attractive area that I'm gonna be looking for. All right, I will really start looking maybe around 1.485 is really where I'll be looking to actually start looking for my entries. But I like it. It looks good. Keep that one on your radar, family. All right, keep that one on your radar. It's looking extra juicy. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. I can see the same thing. Let's get it. Can we look at pound Aussie? Yeah, I could take a look at pound Aussie. Let's see. I see Dixie was definitely a gem, 100%. EJ had a good area for shorts. Yeah, for sure. Let's go take a look at those actually, right? GBPAUD, and then we'll take a look at euro yen as well, right? So GA, guys, it's something that we also looked at last week, right? And it caught my attention just because of where we were actually at. And I told you guys last week as well that I was expecting, and like these arrows, guys, like I haven't touched this since last week, right? So these arrows are literally the same exact arrows that I told you guys, or pretty much just the blueprint of what I expected, what I wanted to see, or what I expected price to do. All right, so last week when we were looking at it, it was maybe somewhere down here near these lows, right? And now I said I expect price to push up and continue bouncing higher off of these levels, and we did see just that. Now I'm expecting more. All right, I would love to see more continuations higher. All right, which is why my arrows are exactly where they're at. So where I'm gonna be looking for, guys, for pound Aussie. Right now, we do gotta just keep in mind the Aussie. You know, let me actually go ahead and check. I want to just look at interest rates quick. Who has a higher interest rate, the Aussie or the Bank of England? Let's see. So the Bank of England's at 1.25. The RBA is at 1.85. So as of right now, the RBA has a little bit more attractive interest rates for foreign investors. Right. So that might actually give a benefit to the actual pound Aussie to the downside. Let's see. At the very least, guys, I expect something like this, right? Something like this. I would love to see this occur, where we do see a little minor pullback back down to around the 1.747 level, and then we see another push back up to these highs. But ultimately, what I'm looking at now, what I think might actually happen, is that we could see price actually go ahead and come back up to these highs. But then when we do come back up to these highs, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see the market go ahead and rebound and roll back over to the downside. All right, because we just been experiencing, guys, a lot of bearishness, right? The Aussie has just been a lot more attractive compared to the pound, and we know that because of, I mean, how aggressively we sold off last time. All we're doing now is literally just accumulating, going sideways. So I would love to see a continuation to the downside long term overall. But for now, what we're looking at now is I would like to see the market come back down to around 1.745 and either hold this level. I would love to see it hold and send us higher. That's what I'm leaning towards. That's what I would love to see. All right. So we're either going to get that, or the market will actually break that level. And if it does that, if we do actually just break below that level very aggressively, then we can use that same exact level as a re-entry zone to go ahead and now just continue in this bearishness overall. All right, so that's how I'm playing it, guys. Literally off of this little level right here, like this midway point. It's either we're going to come down, hold that level, and then bounce off and go back up to the highs, or we're going to break that level, retest it, and then use it as an area to go ahead and short instead. Right, so that's how I would be playing the pound Aussie all day long, right? That's me, all right? That's what I'm doing. That's how I would play it. But it doesn't look bad, right? It actually does look pretty juicy, right? It looks pretty juicy. It's just a matter of seeing how the market reacts now around that level. All right, let's see. Let's go take a look at EJ. For sure, Euro JPY. All right, and see what we got here going on for EJ. So EJ, again, this is another markup, guys, that we pretty much looked at last week. Let's see. Last time, I mean, we haven't really looked at EJ in a little while, right? But what I think is going to happen is exactly what I have marked off here, where I think I did this markup, this little arrow directional thing, just giving my bias on it last week, if not last week, 2 weeks ago. But overall, I do expect that, right? I do still want to see more bullishness to come in, guys, for Euro JPY, right? I would love to see the market go ahead and rebound, at least come back up to levels of structure up here. Like at the very least, make his way to retest back up to here, right around the 138.7. But as of right now, I'm definitely very much bullish. I would like to look for another entry to go ahead and be able to buy Euro JPY. So if we could see price go ahead and give us a pullback down, maybe to around 134.4, that can give us an opportunity to go ahead and catch the next move up. Right, so something like this, guys, looks very, very attractive to me. Right, very attractive. Something like this. All right, a move back down to around 134.4. Yeah, definitely looks super attractive. And then go ahead and target all the way up to around 138.5. So looking for an entry around 134.4, around those areas. to target around 138. Like this is a big boy move, right? It's like 400 pips to the upside, and it definitely is very possible, right? It is very, very possible. All right, again, the only reason why I really like this against the yen is because of the yen itself. They're just, yeah, right. The yen is just in my opinion, just still not attractive to hold, right? It's not attractive at all. So I like this move though. Overall, it looks very juicy. All right, so not a bad looking setup, guys. Not a bad looking play. Risk to reward is there. Risk to reward is phenomenal. So if you're able to get an entry, then yeah, it's gonna look very, very good for sure, right? So that's just my opinion on EURUJPY. Like I said, I could be completely wrong, and this could absolutely just continue tanking to the downside. And if it is what it is, right? That's why we use risk management. All right, but yeah, that's what I'm looking at, guys, for EURUJPY. All right, now you said it's actually at a good area to short, Eric. Let's see. Right, it's actually not at a bad area to short. Again, I would. I mean, that's like 100 pips to the downside, right? So it's not at a bad area to short whatsoever, right? It actually is at a very interesting, very attractive level for sure, right? If you are shorting this, if you are in this, then I think that you could realistically at least come back down to these levels over here at around 134, right? And then around 134 is where I'm going to be looking to start going ahead and going long on this. But yeah, that short from where we're currently at right now, that's not a bad play. You know, I think we can at the very least come down to, again, that 134.4, 134.5 level, right? That looks absolutely juicy. Let's see. Can you talk a little bit about what you mentioned in the chat about USA and China conflict? Yeah, we could talk about that because that definitely is going to have some type of effect on the overall market as a whole, right? Because as of right now, guys, there's a lot of tension happening overseas, right? And I'm not just talking about with Russia and Ukraine, right? Russia and Ukraine is definitely one of the situations that obviously we're dealing with, right? Because we're still supporting and supplying so much to Ukraine to try to help them fight off Russia. But it's not just that, you know. Now we're also dealing with heightened tensions, which we've been dealing with tensions with China over Taiwan for a while now, right? Because Taiwan, for the most part, is an independent country, right? It's known as an independent. Independent. You could just say country, right? They're an independent country, and they want to be seen as that, right? But China, in their head, in their mind, they're saying that they actually own Taiwan, right? So now there's this big conflict across the board with China actually wanting to finally go into Taiwan and pretty much command shit and take stuff over, and the U.S. is on the other side, right, telling them like, don't do that. You know, we got a big military base over here in Japan. We're stationed very aggressively. You know, if you try to invade Taiwan, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to react, and we're pretty much going to go into a World War III. Right? So that's just a quick breakdown of what's really happening, right? China wants Taiwan. The U.S. is not trying to give up Taiwan. Or it's not even about giving up. The U.S. just doesn't want, you know, China to actually own Taiwan. They want Taiwan to remain an independent country because it gives us, the U.S., a military advantage of having them, you know, an open country pretty much. And that's causing a lot of tension right now, right? Especially with now, with what happened today with Nancy Pelosi, again, the Speaker of the House. All right, big shout out to Alejandro. What's going on? Welcome to the family. All right, but we're talking about the Speaker of the House, right? The third in pretty much command here in the U.S. You know, her actually going to Taiwan today was a very big deal, right? Because China's going to take that as a slap in the face. Right, China's gonna look at that and say, "Oh, they're really testing us right now." Right, we told them not to send Nancy Pelosi over here. We told them not to send nobody, and yet they still sent it. So right now, it's definitely gonna be a lot of barking back and forth. Right, it's gonna be a lot more tensions. China's gonna be making a lot of different assumptions and accusations, and they're gonna start doing a lot of things, like a lot of these different practices that they've been doing. And the U.S. is just still gonna be the U.S. They're gonna be like, you know what? We're gonna hold our stance. We're gonna do what we gotta do. And if you try something, then we're gonna solve it in a military way, right? But that's pretty much what it came down to, right? It's a lot going on right now, guys, right? Like, do not be surprised. Like, if China does finally step up and do something, like, we're really about to go into a World War III. And the U.S. right now is not. I mean, we still have by far, the U.S. has the #1 military in the world, and it's not even close. Like, it's by far, right? So even though we're gonna be pretty much supporting Ukraine on one hand and then trying to fight China on the other hand, it's going to be a very tough task to do, but I believe the U.S. is still very equipped to even do that. All right, to do that with no problems at that. All right, so yeah, there's a lot going on, guys. Right, a lot going on, and all this stuff, right, all this stuff that's going on in the world is going to affect these markets. Like, it's going to have a major effect on a lot of these markets, guys, that we're trading, right? Because typically, when a lot of fear, chaos, uncertainty happens, it leads towards one sentiment being in the market. And I want to ask you guys this question, family, right? Especially everybody that's been really paying attention. If we have tensions like a possible situation with China over Taiwan, how are you going to approach the market, right? Are you going to be more risk-on sentiment or risk-off sentiment? Right? Are you going to be leaning towards risk-off sentiment or risk-on? Like, are you going to be riskier during times of fear, uncertainty, and doubt? Or are you going to be less risky because of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the markets? What would you guys do? All right, let me know in the chats, family. What would you guys do? Are we risk-on or are we risk-off with potential wars looming in the horizon? Let's see. Very caution, risk off. Just going to need more confirmation before I enter trade. 100%. But yeah, you're 100% right, Eric. Right? Yeah, Glamorous Princess, risk off. Right? When we have talks of war, right, this should be common sense, right? Especially if you understand risk off and risk on, then yeah, it's gonna be common sense, right? But talks of war is not gonna bring no positivity or no optimism into the market, right? Talks of war is gonna bring fear, uncertainty, and doubt into the marketplace, right? When we are operating in fear, uncertainty, and doubt, that is very risk off, right? That is time to go ahead and take the risk off the table and go ahead and play it smart. So we're literally talking right now, today, where China literally said today that they are going to respond in a very aggressive manner if Nancy Pelosi actually went to Taiwan. She went to Taiwan. So now it's just a waiting game to see exactly how China is going to respond. Probably going to respond. The first thing is probably going to be with sanctions, trying to sanction the U.S., right? And then eventually, who knows? Are they going to be brave enough to actually go to war and start a war directly with the U.S.? That's a tough ask, right? That is a tough ask. Even though China has the largest military in terms of manpower, or at least one of them, right? I believe China has like 1 million plus active soldiers, right? Like, think about that. That's a huge military. 1 million plus active soldiers or something like that, right? I could be way off, right? Or I could be right on the money. But I know that China has one of the largest militaries in terms of manpower, right? In terms of how many people they have access to. China definitely has the largest. But what China doesn't have is the type of equipment that the U.S. has in terms of submarines, in terms of jets, in terms of ships, all that stuff, right? So, I don't think China really wants to go to war with us. All right? I don't know if they really want to. All right? I don't think they want to. Because, yeah, on one hand, they have manpower, but on the other hand, we have equipment, right? We have one submarine that would take out literally half of their manpower, right? So, you know, I don't think they want to try that with us, right? I don't think they want to even close. All right, let's see. Full Deegan mode, right? China got power. They can handle the U.S. They could try, right? They got the bodies. They just don't have the equipment like we do, right? Easy to have the largest when they have no choice. Yeah, right? We got too many active air carriers. Nobody wants it. Yeah, no, that's literally a fact, Oscar. And why do you think the U.S. is such a dominant player, if not the most dominant player in this entire game of the world that we're playing, right? It's not just because of our economy being the strongest, but it's also because we put so much money into our military. Like, we literally put more money than any other country in this entire world by tenfold into our military is probably 5 times, or we put 5 times more money into our military than the next country does, right? The person that's in second place, or whatever that country is in second place in terms of spending, military spending, we literally spend like 5 times what they spend, right? So we literally are super strong in a military standard, all right? That's why we're so dominant, is because our military is so dominant. All right, let's see. Everyone shows off their military in parade marches. The U.S. does not do that. Yeah, that is true, Alexis. All right, that's very true. Let's see. Just tough situation. Russia could take China's side, and Russia, powerful country. U.S. going to be hard to handle a lot of countries. Now, that is very true, Eric. And this is another thing, too, that we have to be very mindful of, right? Another very strong economy and another very strong military as well is Iran. Right, Iran also has a very strong economy and a very strong military as well. Okay, so with that said, Iran, if China and the U.S. go to war, whose side do you think Iran is going to take? They're not taking the U.S.'s side, right? So if we do go to war, yeah, obviously Russia is going to try to do their things, but I'm not even too worried about Russia, right? What I am more worried about is if China and Iran decide to really partner up on top of Russia, right? Like if those three partner up together, see, then it's going to definitely make it a lot tougher for the U.S. and not just the U.S. guys, right? Because if the U.S. is going to war, then NATO's going to war, right? If the U.S. is going to war, then it's not just the U.S., right? We're talking about, 15 to 20 other countries that are in NATO that are also going to go to war with the U.S., right? So we're talking about NATO, which is pretty much being ran by the strongest military across the board against China, Russia, and Iran, right? The U.S. and NATO is definitely going to come out on top. That's for sure. But it definitely will be very, very crazy to see that actually happen. All right, see, it's all about diplomacy in modern war. We got a lot of guns, but the smarter leaders make the difference. I agree. Canada has the best military in the world. That's why they train the U.S. and other countries. And why do you think and who do you think is paying for all that? It's us, the American citizens, from our tax they make us pay. You 100% right, Gordy. You are right. All right, we're not denying that. We're not denying that at all. Let's see. We're going to see massive candles. Just going to be hard to trade. It's going to be a lot of volatility for sure. Right, we far superior in equipment and tactics. Additionally, we have a gang of allies. Exactly, JC. Right, that's why we have NATO. Now, just think about it, right? I don't know if you guys remember, right? Because I know I really started paying attention to the news once I became a forex trader. I never used to watch the news. I never used to really care for any of that personally. I don't know why. I just never did. But once I got into trading, I really got into it, right? So if you guys remember, a few years ago, right, when Trump was in office, like Trump was actually trying to actually get us out of NATO. Like, actually think about that, right? Remember that. Like when Trump was in office, I can't remember exactly what year, right? But he was literally trying to remove the U.S. from NATO. That is going to be. Imagine if that actually went through. What do you guys think would actually be happening right now? Even though, again, the U.S. is obviously the big boy. The U.S. is the U.S. But if it's just the U.S. by themselves and now they have to go against gangs of other countries, see, that would be tough. That would be very tough. But also, if there is no U.S. in NATO, there is no NATO. Just keep that in mind, right? The reason why NATO is so strong and why they're the big bad NATO is because they have the U.S. on their side. Let's be real, right? They have North America on their side. So if Trump actually did succeed with removing us from NATO, we would be having, in my opinion, a lot more chaos right now than what we're experiencing right now. I could be completely wrong, right? But that would have been nuts. That would have been nuts. I would have been extremely nuts. I see. Fair warning: if war is declared, your broker is going to reduce leverage to like 1 to 5. 100%. 100%. I agree with you. They always do it. Let's see. Why is Nancy going to Taiwan and not Biden? That's a great question. I really don't know. I don't know. That's a good question, though. Just because we left NATO doesn't necessarily mean we will lose ally support. I mean, you got to think about it, right? The biggest thing about NATO is Article 5 of NATO, right? Article 5 pretty much states that if you hit one of us, you're hitting all of us, right? Now, if we decide to leave NATO and a lot of these allies that we have start to lose confidence in our ability to protect them or defend them if they get bombed, see, then that's going to be a different story. All right, we're gonna lose support, especially if people don't feel as confident that we're actually gonna defend them when they need us. All right. So I don't know. That would be tough, right? I feel like if we left NATO, we're probably gonna lose a lot of our ally support just because they're not gonna have faith in us, right? We make up NATO, all right? So who knows? That's just my opinion, though. Hey, on Euro JPY, are you targeting the 138.5 low because unfilled orders in the area of 137? Let's go back to Euro JPY. I got you, Saucin. Oh, that's where we're at right now, actually. Let's see, targeting the 138.5 because that level of unfilled orders. Yeah, that's where I think, that's what I would like to see, right? That 138.8, 138.5 area is more so just since it's a very strong level of structure, you could experience a reaction off of that, right? A very deep reaction. And that's what I just don't want to deal with, right? So yeah, if we're able to get an entry up to this 138.5 level, that's where I feel comfortable getting out. And then if we actually break that level, which is very possible, then I'll just look for re-entries. But yeah, there's definitely going to be possibly some short orders up in this area just waiting to get filled. And I don't want to deal with that, right? I'd rather just close out once we're up here, and then we'll just go ahead and see what the market does after, 100%. Let's see. What pairs will this tension between China and the U.S. affect? Overall, it's going to affect almost every currency pair across the board, directly and indirectly, because it's going to have a major effect on the dollar, right? It's going to have a major effect on the indices. And when we have a major effect on the dollar and a major effect on the indices, that's going to have a major effect over every currency because of how people are going to approach it, right? The sentiment across the board, right? So it's definitely going to have a lot of effect. It's definitely going to have a major effect on gold too, right? An asset like gold will definitely see a major effect as well with all this chaos, right? Let's actually go ahead and take a look at gold real quick and see what we've been doing with gold, right? Because overall, gold has been very interesting. Right now, look at what we're seeing here for gold, guys, on a 4-hour time frame. Right, overall, since the beginning of this year, right? Not the beginning, right? But since March, since they actually started to raise rates, right? Like literally, once they started raising interest rates, gold actually started going lower, right? And that's all we've been seeing ever since they continued to literally start raising rates, right? Literally, they started back in March, right? They went from 0.25 to 0.5, which is like the first rate hike in a few years. That's a big deal, right? So ever since they started raising rates, gold has been actually losing value and just losing value, right? So I like the continuations lower. I like the bearishness for gold to continue, right? I was actually looking at this area right here of structure. If you remember the video on Sunday that I sent, I told you guys I wanted to see a possible reaction off of this level to continue lower. But what we did is we actually seen price run that level, right? In this little pause in the market, little series of order blocks, whatever you want to call it. But then we also just rejected it, right? We actually seen a very strong rejection right back below this level. So this type of price action, guys, more times than not, like normally we see this type of price action, we see more continuations lower. So I'm liking the sell side from this, right? I'm liking the sell side, right, for gold. So what I want to see price is I want to see price come back up to this area up here. Something like this for gold. That would be super juicy. All right, something like this. Looking to sell it around 1772.8. And then going ahead and looking for the short. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. That doesn't look bad, guys. That doesn't look bad. It looks good. So this is a good one for going into tonight, UJ. And it could happen very soon. Right? So if we're able to see price come up into here, around the 1772 level, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, that could be a good chance, a good opportunity to go ahead and really look for some shorts. All right, let me see what else we got here. Let's see. Joe got COVID. That'll definitely be a big reason, probably why he didn't go. Yeah, that's true. I forgot Biden did test COVID. You know what's crazy? I wonder if the markets actually reacted to Biden testing COVID. I never actually really checked it, right? But since it is the president of the U.S., you think COVID, when like announcements that he gets COVID comes out, do you think that actually has an effect on the markets? That's very interesting. Next time he actually catches COVID, because I know this ain't gonna be the last time, Next time he catches it and they actually announce it, like, I actually want to see how the markets react to something like that. All right, so let's see what else we got here. NATO gang or don't bang. Yeah, right? We are NATO, exactly, my rook. What about pound dollar? All right, yeah, we could take a look at pound dollar. Let's see, do you look at the indices? 100%, right? We definitely take a look at indices overall. I love looking at the indices. All right, I don't trade them as much as I really should be, but I definitely love taking a look at them. All right, so I got you for sure. All right, so looking at GBPUSD, guys. Again, this is another idea that I gave you guys last week on Thursday's stream. I told you guys I wanted to see pound dollar to run up to this level around 1.226 and then turn around. Price did just that. Right now, you'll be up around 80 pips if you actually took that entry in that trade that I gave you guys last week. And it does look good, right? Now, I think we're actually going to continue this bearishness. I'm very, very bearish this opportunity right here, guys. So I like to look for shorts. So, very good setup right here. Very good. Very, very. This actually might be a really, really good setup. Like, no lie. Right? Like a really good setup. Something like this, guys, might not be bad. Right? If we're able to get an entry back up to around 1.22, an entry to sell at around 1.22, shoo, it might not be a bad idea. I kind of like that. Right? I kind of like it a lot. Yeah, it's not bad. All right, so I'm really liking this 1.22 level, guys, for pound dollar. All right, to go ahead and look for some continuations to the downside. Right, if we go ahead and just go to lower time frame, 15-minute, we throw our fib on this bad boy, so around the 61.8 Fibonacci level here. Yeah, I like it a lot. I like it a lot, ski. Let's go ahead and keep that one up there, right? We might have to really take advantage of that one going into tonight. And this will probably trigger very, very soon, too, by the way. Keep that in mind. It might trigger very, very soon. All right, so it doesn't look bad, though, guys. It's GU. It's GU. This GU. It doesn't look bad. All right, let's see what other comments we got here. A lot of countries don't like how U.S. been powerful for a while. I mean, look how U.S. pulled out a war. Afghanistan, that ruined the image and showed other countries that Taliban got them. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot of opinions on that, Eric, for sure. I agree with you. And there's going to be a lot of thoughts and opinions on a lot of different things, right? And a lot of countries are not satisfied with the U.S. being the dominant player, right? Which is why, we're seeing other countries like China and Russia and other countries now pretty much. Did you guys know? And I don't know if you guys knew this, right? But China and Russia right now is literally in the process of creating their own reserve currency. That's a big deal. That is a massive, massive deal. Because right now, the reserve currency of the world is what? Go ahead and answer that in the chat, family. Right, go ahead and answer this in the chat. Right, answer this in the chat. Right. What is the reserve currency of the world right now? This is a very, very easy question. I just want to see participation in the chats, right? Yeah. The US dollar right now is the reserve currency of the world, which means that any transactions that happens amongst foreign parties, foreign countries, like let's say one country wants to buy a commodity, right, from another one, they convert their currency into US dollars in order for that transaction to actually go through. Majority of the transactions in the world, guys, 70% of the transactions in the world, in the Forex markets, are through the US dollar because it is the main source of currency that is used for trade across the board. But what has happened is Russia is tired of it, especially since the US tried to sanction Russia and tried to make them pay for everything in US dollars while Russia wanted to pay for everything in rubles. All right, so we have Russia, we have China now, who are both on board, both now trying to change the reserve currency. Like they're literally in the process right now of creating their own reserve currency. And if this actually becomes a trend and the dollar starts to lose its dominance or its quote unquote name as the reserve currency of the world, guys, then we are eventually going to see a major shift happen, right? The dollar is not going to be the dominant currency in the world. I truly believe within the next 10 years, the US dollar is not going to be the reserve currency of the world. There's going to be something else, right? Whether it's a digital currency, whether it's some other fiat currency that's tied to another economy, whatever it is, I just do not think it's going to be the US dollar. It could be a currency. It could be a cryptocurrency. You never know, right? But that's something we have to be aware of, because now, again, they're literally in the process of trying to create a new reserve currency so they don't have to deal with dollars anymore. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. All right, let me see what else we got here. Did you go over AUD, USD, and gold? Sorry, got on late. I did, Tammy. All right, very simple plays, though. I'll show you again. AUD, USD, I want to short from 0.698. AUD, USD, I want to short from 0.698. Gold, I want to short from 1772. Okay, 70.72. And then GU, I want to short from 1.22. Right, so it's just a couple little outlets I'm looking at. All right, a couple little outlooks I'm looking at. Let's see. I don't believe will affect every currency. Sure. Let's see. Abel, which side of Africa choose? I'm not sure what that question is, Phil. Can you check NASDAQ? 100%. Right, 100%. Let's go ahead and take a look now at the indices and see what we got. Right, so S&P 500, guys, very, very, very interesting. Right, again, I spoke about this last week, and I told you guys I wanted to see price come up into this supply zone, and that's pretty much where we're at. And now we're at a level, we're at a point now, guys, where I believe we really could start to see more downside here for these indices. You know, the indices had a nice little rally, that has happened for the past maybe 2 weeks or so, which is kind of cute. But I think now it's time for us to finally go ahead and get back into this bearish trend. All right, just based off a technical perspective, that's what I believe can actually happen, and it's probably going to happen right from these areas that we're actually at now. You know, again, we are at a major area of supply currently, and I think that we could start to see some bearishness. So where can we realistically short from? If we wanted to say look for an opportunity to short, I would be very interested in looking at it back up to these levels. All right, we could look at something like this for the S&P 500, right, up and around this 41.17 level. I like that, right? I like that 41.17 level for sure, as an area for us to potentially go ahead and short from. All right, so that is an opportunity, guys, if you do trade the indices, that I like a lot. And again, I think we're going to be able to also realistically, if this is what I think it is, and if this is if this does what I think it can do, then we're talking about, like, this is a nice peak right here, right? And we can go ahead and possibly see this thing go back to the lows overall. All right, so that's where I'm standing at in terms of the indices as a whole. That's the S&P, though. I know somebody said the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ is going to be very, very similar to what we just looked at, right? In fact, the NASDAQ itself, I believe, is setting up also very, very nicely. Oops. Very, very nicely here. And I do like the opportunity to go ahead and go short in these areas that we're currently at right now. Like I do. I think by the morning time, and I could be wrong, right? But I think by the morning times, we're going to start to see, you know, lower pricing here, guys, for these indices. So looking to sell for the NAS at around the 12.97 level. All right, 12,970 level. Doesn't look bad, right? Maybe somewhere back up to these levels here. To then go ahead and target, obviously, much lower. You know, we're going to be target way lower here. Yeah, but I'm definitely bearish, guys, these indices, just because fundamentally it makes sense. And now it's just all about lining up our technicals with what our fundamentals are telling us overall. But yeah, I like this level, this 12,960 level, actually. 12,960. 12,960 looks like a juicy area to see if we can go ahead and hold this whole level of structure to then go ahead and go short on. Right, so yeah, you know, that's my opinion on NAS 100 as well. All right, doesn't look bad. Let's see. Gold and silver have always been a hedge against the US dollar. Right, gold and silver has been a hedge against a lot of different assets. Right, just because it was always that king safe haven. Let's see what else we got here. Can we look at oil and UCAL also? Is there a difference in saying US 30 versus Dow Jones or NAS 100 NAS? Those are the same thing, just different word. Like US 30 and Dow Jones, same exact thing, just different wordings on how they say it. All right, let's see. Can we look at oil and UCAD? We'll take a look at UCAD. All right, UCAD is doing absolutely phenomenal. Again, a very easy supply play right here. Very easy supply play. Right, where price is literally just coming back up to a major area of supply, and now we're seeing lower pricing. But if I'm being honest, guys, I do think that this level right here is not going to hold this area of supply. I think we're going to see higher pricing here for USD CAD shortly. Again, I say this all the time just because I want you guys to know that I am human, and not every single opportunity that I look at plays out. But I do like the opportunity, guys, for us to go ahead and go long here for USD CAD. Right, I just like it around these areas down here, right around 1.2, 1.281 level. I like that. So if we're able to see price come back down into this 1.28 level, I will be very interested in looking for some long opportunities here. 100% I will. Oh yeah, definitely be interested in that. Right, so yeah, if we're able to go ahead and get some entries, I'm going to be looking to enter around 1.288 to then go ahead and potentially ride us back up to the upside. Right, so that's not a bad idea, guys, here for USD CAD neither. All right, I think we are going to start to see some dollar strength against the Canadian dollar come in. So that's what I will be looking at overall going into tonight if I was going to be trading that. It actually doesn't look bad though. All right, I'm actually going to keep this one on my watch list as well. I actually have a lot on my watch list, right? But I'm going to keep that one on my watch list as well. All right, but yeah, that one doesn't look bad. Do you ever trade exotics or do you avoid them? That's a good question, KFX. Typically, I avoid the crazy exotics, right? Things like Nuxec, things like, I mean, just the crazy ones. Yeah, I avoid those like crazy, right? Just because, I mean, you can make a lot of money on them because typically those exotics are very volatile, very fast moving. But you also have to deal with the spread. You have to deal with a lack of liquidity. Like, it's just a lot dealing, trying to trade those exotics. But if you do catch some entries on them things are super fast. Like, they're extremely volatile, right? But in my opinion, exotics are more of a high risk, high reward type of thing, right? Even if you follow risk management, it could still be high risk, low key. Let's see, didn't Russia just back their rubles with gold and silver? That's what they said. All right, that's what they said. Let's see, do you think Bitcoin is Russia's idea? Just had thought about it, could possibly be Bitcoin would be something. It's a possibility, right? It's a possibility, but I think Bitcoin right now is just a little bit too volatile for it to act like a reserve currency, right? It's way too volatile. The swings are a little bit way too aggressive at least, in my opinion, to hold any type of title like that. That's a big reason why right now we see Bitcoin, like Bitcoin is literally moving pretty much how the stock market is moving. Like, it's moving very similar to the indices, like the S&P, the NASDAQ 100. Like, they move very similarly because they're being treated the same exact way because of how volatile it is, right? So for now, I don't think Bitcoin can do it, but I think in the future, Bitcoin will probably be the best bet in the future once the volatility starts to slow down. Because the volatility, guys, for these cryptocurrencies, which we all know are super, like, the volatility is out of this world, right? Like, the speed of these cryptocurrencies is out of this world. You can literally grab, I mean, pips after pips like nothing. But eventually that will slow down, right? As there's more participants, as there's more participants in the market, right? As it's more frequently used, it will eventually start to slow down. Same thing happened with almost every asset across the board, right? When gold first came out, gold was extremely volatile. The price of gold was extremely volatile. The price of the dollar was extremely. The price of everything at the beginning of certain things is extremely volatile. And it's not going to be used, or it can't be used in certain aspects or certain instances because of that volatility, right? So I do think in the future Bitcoin can be it, but for now I don't think it is just yet. It's too volatile. Right, let's see. I would say cryptocurrencies don't have any actual value, but then again, neither does the dollar when we think about it. I mean, cryptocurrencies do have a value, right? Like, especially specific, like Bitcoin. You can argue Bitcoin doesn't really have an actual use case, right? Besides it being a store of value. But there are a lot of other cryptocurrencies that actually do have value, right? That actually do operate and do offer, certain things for those cryptocurrencies, right? But There are a lot also out there, right? I'm gonna be honest, 80%, 90% of these cryptocurrencies out here now are probably, majority of them are probably not going to be here in the next 10 to 15 years. That's why it's important to find those projects, those cryptos with actual real value, real utility behind them. And once you find the ones with real utility and real value, then just rock with them, just build it up. All right, so let's see what else we got here, though, guys. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go take a look at a lot of these ones you guys were mentioning. I already had looked over. UJ, I looked over already. Right, I'll give you a look at that real quick. So UJ, I would love to buy UJ personally. I would love to look at buys from UJ, either from this 132.4 level or even down to this 131.3, 132.4, 131.3 are going to be my areas to actually look to go ahead and go long on UJ once again. All right, so that's my UJ. Gold, again, we looked at gold. All right, I would love to actually see if we can start shorting gold from the 1772 level. All right, anywhere in the 1772 level is a super attractive area for me to go ahead and short. Let's see what else we got here. Did you go over EURUSD? I got a signal for a long position. What do you think? Yeah, I actually did one over EURUSD. Right, and I actually have I want to short EURUSD, right? So it might align up with what you're saying, right? If you're looking for a long on EURUSD, I want that, right? Because I want to short EURUSD at this 1.485 level, right? So I definitely need price to go higher if I want that to happen, right? So hopefully whatever your long idea is, hopefully it does play out so it can get me up into my kill zone that I'm looking for. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Shout out to Pierre. Welcome, Pierre. Appreciate you for being our newest subscriber, right? Appreciate you so much. Thank you for rocking with us tonight. Let's see. Not a lot of company cryptos. Not a lot of companies crypto gonna last. Just gonna be a couple of them. I agree. Hey, but can we look at CAD Yen? Sure. I don't know when was the last time I took a look at CAD Yen, but sure. Let's see what CAD Yen got us working with. All right. So CAD Yen, just like every other yen pair, for the most part, has been bullish. All right. So let's see what we got here, guys. So we're looking at CAD Yen. Very simple, right? What's the overall bias here? The overall trend? Bullish. All right, we're not even going to sit here and sugarcoat now. We're not going to take too much time. All right, this has been completely bullish. It has been super bullish. It has been going higher and higher and higher and higher. And I think that could very much continue, right? I would love to see continuations of CAD-YAPY to the upside, especially with where we're at right now. Right, like we're either going to go bullish, guys, from where we're currently at right now, which again I do believe is very possible, or for whatever reason, price will come down to this 100 level and then from there go bullish. But I think we're going to go bullish from right here. If not, then we're going to go bullish from here. But overall, I like the bullishness overall. We have been extremely bullish, and I like the continuation of it. All right, let's go lower time frame now. Yep, I like this. So if we do see a short-term pullback, guys, for CAD Yen, I like the opportunity to go long at around 102.3. Right, I like the opportunity to go long around 102.3. Right, big shout out to KFX dropping to $5. Let's go. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It definitely means a lot. And yeah, it's definitely my pleasure answering questions, right? If this is one of your first times actually like being on my streams, family, just a heads up, I do answer almost every single question that gets sent my way. That's just me. I don't know why. I just like answering questions, probably just because I like providing clarity. Right? So more times than not, I'm probably going to try to answer almost every single question that comes my way. Right, but yeah, that's what I'll be looking at for CAD Yen. You know, I'll be looking to buy it at around a 102.4, 102.5 level if I was to actually go ahead and be interested in that. So that is CAD Yen. Let's see. People don't understand the tech on the backside of crypto. I agree, right? A lot of people do not understand the technology behind crypto. A lot of these cryptocurrencies. Let's see. XRP. Shout out to XRP. I actually have a lot of faith in XRP. I'm not going to get into XRP, but I do have a lot of faith in XRP. So yeah, I think it's going to be a great bet. Let's see. The value you're giving in the stream is just insane. Thanks for giving your time to educate. I appreciate you, Eric. Thank you. It definitely means a lot. Let's see. Welcome, Shamikia, new members. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to all our newest members. Let's see. I'm still bullish. We got interest rates for pound this week. Whew, excuse me. Yeah, I definitely am extremely bullish as well, pound yen. I do like the potential for price to go ahead and continue its dominance higher. And I think that we could continue seeing it, right? In my opinion, I do think we still have a lot more upside to go for pound yen. right? So what I'll be looking for, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna be taking anything tonight, but if we're able to come down to here around this 161 level, 161.5, then I do like the bullishness. Like I do like the potential for price to go higher for GJ. I really do, right? It's just now finding, where we can look for entries that make sense, right, and give us a high probability, right? I do like the potential for price to come back down to this level here around the 161.200. That could be an area where we actually go down to and actually hold and continue higher. So that will be my guess for GJ. But again, I'm going to be on the sidelines for GJ right now, and I'm just going to more so monitor it in real time and see how price action is, if we do come down to around this 161.200 level. But that's where I will be looking to actually start to look for some bullishness, right? Let's see what else we got here. Have you gone over UC? I did, Renee. You sure like to talk? Hell yeah, I do. I definitely do for sure. Are you buying the dip on cryptos? 100%, right? I mean, I still think we're probably going to be in this little bear market for the next year, right? Like I'm gonna be honest. I'm not buying like I used to. I used to buy Bitcoin every single week, like literally every single week, like $400, $500 worth of Bitcoin every single week. I was buying for like, for a while, right? Just like really just think about that. I was putting a lot of money into cryptocurrencies, but then I stopped, right? Once we actually came into this bear market, I started telling people that 70,000, 69,000 that we were at was going to be the high, and I started liquidating. All right, like you can ask Skags, you can ask a lot of my boy Kyle. I was telling them that I was starting to liquidate my crypto, a year ago, right? Just because I already expected this bear market to occur. But I am going to start buying again, right? Like very soon, like probably at the beginning of the year. Beginning of 2023, I'm going to start buying crypto heavily again. Why? Because by 2025, I need to have held enough crypto through the next run. And by 2025, I want to buy myself a damn island. Right? I want to buy myself a damn island. Like, I want to be able to own an island somewhere in the Caribbeans. And I need these crypto bets that I'm playing to play off the way that I think is going to. Right? So, yeah, 2023, I'm going all in. And I'm buying heavy into crypto once again. Weekly buys on cryptos once again. And then I'm not going to expect nothing crazy, though, until 2024. Right? So all 2023 is the year of accumulation. Right? I need you guys to understand this, family, right? Year 2023 is the year of accumulation for cryptos. If you accumulate all of 2023, 2024, we're all going to buy an island. Right? You can all buy an island right next to my island. Right? We're going to have all of our individual islands, and then we'll have a bigger island in the middle called Pip Island. Right? And Pip Island is where we all drive our yachts to every single morning session, New York session, and we all trade on Pip Island together. Or we can all just use our Wi-Fi on our individual islands, and then we do it that way too. Whatever works, right? But think about it. Think about it, right? 2023 is the year of accumulation. Remember I said this. Write it down somewhere. Year 2023, the entire year. We don't want to expect the market to go back into a bull run just yet, 2023. It will be cool. But that is the year, guys, where we literally put every single week. We make weekly purchases of our favorite cryptocurrency, and we just prepare ourselves for 2024 and 2025 when the next bull run is expected to actually come. Okay? So 2023 is the year of accumulation. We accumulate as much as possible, as much as we can afford, because we know that by 2024, 2025, we're all going to be owning islands in the Caribbeans. Just throwing that out there, all right? Pip Island party coming, right? Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. All right, so let's see what else we got. I don't know if this is out of pocket. Let me actually catch up with the rest of these. He definitely giving it value. No, I appreciate y'all for real. Signed up for the bootcamp 2 days ago. We'll be expecting a link in our email soon. Yeah, crazy for sure. Anybody that did actually sign up for the bootcamp, again, very, very great time to actually plug in the bootcamp. By the way, family, I am hosting a 5-day, right, a 5-day virtual bootcamp. If you guys are getting value from this stream, then you have no idea the type of value I'm going to provide on this bootcamp, right? This bootcamp is like everything that I do on these streams times 10. Right, times 10, right? So if you guys are interested in the bootcamp, the next bootcamp is August 15th through August 19th, right? We're literally 2 weeks away from the bootcamp. Okay, we already have half of the spots secured. Half of the spots are filled out, so we only have half of the spots remaining, right? But if you are interested, description in the bio, right? Or check the description under this video. There is a link, right? The first sentence in the description of this video has to do with the actual boot camp. Just fill out the form, secure your spot, and I'll see you guys on August 15th and August 19th. And again, I'm not going live that week, family. I am not going live the week of August 15th through the 19th here on YouTube because I'm going to be focused on the boot camp that week, right? So, big plug. Make sure to go ahead and secure your spots. I know a lot of you guys, I'm talking about a lot of you guys are super interested in it. Now, just make sure you make that commitment by actually securing your spot. Just throwing that out there, all right? I guarantee you, you have never been a part of a boot camp like this one. I guarantee you, this boot camp will give you more value than anything you've ever had, anything you've ever seen, anything you've ever experienced here on YouTube. So make sure to go ahead and lock that in for sure. Right, but yeah, crazy. You will be getting an email very soon with all the details. Right, like I'm actually gonna give the details for like the Zoom links and everything. Probably like the week before the actual, maybe like a few days before the actual boot camp starts. But yeah, I'll definitely update all you guys for sure on that. Let's see what else we got. Hello, new one here. Like what I'm seeing so far. Keep at it. Simple question. Do you consider yourself a swing trader or a scalper? What's going on, Pierre? Shout out to you. I appreciate you for rocking with us. Right, so I'm more of a day trader, right? I'll say more of a day trader more than anything. I used to be a swing trader where I would just let trades hold. But lately, because market conditions and things like that, I've definitely been day trading a lot more, right? Getting in, riding out trades for the day and then getting the hell out, right? Not trying to ride it too far. I've been experiencing a lot, and not just day trade, but even certain scalps, right? Even scalps too. I'm definitely been taking a lot more scalps lately than normal, just because I have been experiencing a lot of break evens. So in order for me to combat that, I've been definitely taking a lot of profits a lot sooner than I normally would. But that's what I do. Let's see. I hear that family. What cryptos do you like? I like a lot of the layer 1 cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano, Solana. A lot of those layer 1, cryptos. Let's see. I don't know if this is out of pocket to ask, but you still with I am honestly was so blessed to catch your videos on market structure. Nah, you're not out of pocket at all, right? It's been probably one of the most commonly asked questions since I started doing this YouTube, right? But no, I am not in IM no more, right? I'm not a part of IM. I do not educate for them. I haven't educated for IM since February, March, right? February, I think, is when I left the actual education side of the platform. But yeah, I ended up leaving, teaching for IM and, being able to leverage that platform to focus on myself, right? Focus on my brand, focus on my community, focus on my everything when it comes to trading. And YouTube is definitely a big role in my goals here, right? Because I really do want to be one of the best YouTubers, one of the most knowledgeable YouTubers, and I want to be the YouTuber that creates the most testimonials, right? Point blank, period. And I'm excited for this, right? So yeah, I definitely took a big step back, or a big step back to take 10 steps forward by leaving IM and doing my own thing, right? But I still love the platform. I love everybody that's a part of it. I still got very good relationships, though. It's just, that was just something I feel like I needed to do. Do you pay taxes? Yes, definitely, right? Let's see. Sniper Island. I like that, Lewis. Sniper Island, right? You got dibs on that name. Let's see. My man, love the confidence, the conviction, and drive. Let's go. I appreciate you, my brother G. Let's see. There's not enough islands for all of Abel's followers. Might start buying islands in the metaverse. There we go, Christian. I like that. Let's see. Bootcamp was jaw dropping. Yeah, bootcamp was next level. Let's see. Just remember, to get your island, you must sell. That's true. Listen, man, if I have enough in my crypto portfolio to purchase me an island during the next bear market, I'm selling it and then I'm purchasing that island. Let's see. Will you have a crypto boot camp? There we go. I know Skaggs is excited for that one, right? Because me and Skaggs are actually in the process, guys, right? That's something, again, I'm working with a very powerful team of people right now, right? A very powerful core of traders, right? People that I actually know are actually like real like they're verified, right? Like legit verified in trading. I've seen the results, I've seen the testimonials, I've seen the withdrawals, I've seen the long-term growth accounts, I've seen the flips, I've seen it all, right? So these 3 other individuals that I'm working with, family, are gonna blow your socks off everything, right? But we are working on a cryptocurrency boot camp as well, all right? Probably not going to be till next year though. All right. Probably not till next year. Our cryptocurrency bootcamp. Let me say it one more time. It's probably not going to be till 2023 where we actually drop that. But please, whenever we do drop this bootcamp, the cryptocurrency bootcamp, that is definitely something you do not want to miss. Especially since we're about to go right back into the bull run very soon. You do not want to miss out, guys, on the cryptocurrency bootcamp whatsoever. Like, at all. That is going to be the game-changing one for sure. All right, very, very sure. So, again, that's going to happen soon, though. What is your thoughts on Polkadot? I love Polkadot. Great project, great blockchain as a whole, and I have a lot of confidence and faith and belief in Polkadot. In fact, Polkadot's one of my biggest bags, right? So take whatever you want to do with that information. Do you ever trade USD ZAR? I'm not a fan of too much of those type of exotics. So no, I don't trade USD ZAR too much. When can I see you in person? Right, very soon. Next year, 2023. We're also going to be doing in-person boot camps. Let's see. Is the Aqua doing what it do? Glad you did take that leap of faith. We really appreciate you. I appreciate you asking. Are you going to start your own academy? Yes, that's going to be in the process, in the works, but that's not going to be for something for 2023. Right, my own academy, and my own conglomerate with the team, 2023. All right, let's see if you need proof. Yes. Again, guys, like I said, we got some savages, right? If you guys want proof, go to that boy Skag's Instagram, and he literally show you how he turned. And again, this might sound crazy, but this also just shows what comes with experience, right? Before I even say these results, right, just know Skag's has been trading now for 7 to 8 years, right? Literally nonstop, put in well over tens of thousands of hours testing, back testing his strategy, right? But this man done turned $250 into over 20,000 this week alone. Let me say that one more time. I think that just went over a lot of y'all heads, right? This man, Skagaroni, Skaglione, Skag Academy, by Skag, whatever you want to call him, right? This is probably one of the craziest flips I've seen him do. He turned $250, which he put in the bank in his trading account on the 31st. 3 days ago. $250. And now he withdrew 6K, but he's floating at around 14, 15,000, some shit like that, right? Just know that's 200 to 20,000 in a week, and it's all verified. It's all connected through a MyFX book. Like, it's all tracked. It's all legit. Again, that's the type of trading community, the type of traders that I want you guys to get access to. All right, that's the type of traders, guys, that I'm giving you guys all access to, especially when we officially launch our joint venture that we're all going to be launching. Oh my God! Imagine getting me, imagine getting Skags, imagine getting my other two, all together under one platform. And we're all providing you guys with value. I'm telling you, it's just, guys, we have a lot of goals aligning going into 2023 that is really going to take you guys to a whole nother level. All right, a whole nother level. Like, if you want to learn how to, I've never done a $200,000 to $20,000 flip in a week in 3 days. I've never done that yet. I've had some crazy ass flips, right? But never 200 to 20,000, right? So if you guys want access to that sauce, make sure to join. Make sure to just rock with us. Continue following myself. Continue to follow Skags. If you guys are not following Skags on YouTube, Skag Academy, go right to his name, type it in, and make sure to be following that man. Like I said, he's actually one of my mentors, right? So if you consider me a mentor, and make sure you guys go ahead and rock with my mentor as well, and just watch what it does for you, right? It's gonna change the game for you, right? Absolutely. But that's just crazy, right? Like $250 to 20,000, that is nuts. Let's see, he got me practicing SCAR spring test right here. Absolutely crazy. Let's see, Skag, please come to Chicago too. 100%. Yeah, nah, listen, man. When we do go on this tour, guys, like we're going city to city, state to state, country to country, right? And we're gonna be doing it together as a collective. All right, I'm not gonna just go by myself. I'm bringing Skags, I'm bringing Kyle, I'm bringing the boy Ray, I'm bringing all my hitters with me. So it's gonna be next level. But again, those type of flips, guys, comes with experience. Okay, there's a reason why I don't ever like to promote crazy flips like that, is because then you guys start getting ahead of yourselves, right? Then you guys start to duplicate exactly what we do, what Skaggs does, and then you're just gonna cause more harm. And don't do it, right? So do not try to duplicate that, guys. Just put in the time and eventually you'll be able to do it. I promise you. Okay, I promise you. But besides that though, family, those are the opportunities that I'm looking at for tonight. I do appreciate you guys so much for rocking with me. It means a lot to see all you guys on here, right? We've been consistently getting between 150 to 200 members on these live streams, and I wouldn't do this without you guys showing love, you guys liking the videos, you guys commenting, and you guys being engaging. Like, it really does help out tremendously. And again, remember, my goal is 1,000 live viewers by the end of this year. You know, by the end of this year, guys, I want to see 1,000 consistent 1,000 people on these streams getting real value, real raw authentic value from somebody that actually is doing it, has been doing it full time for the past 4 years. Because I want to create the most testimonials more than anything, right? So, family, I appreciate y'all. I love you guys. Thank you guys for rocking with me tonight. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, all right? And I look forward to seeing you guys all there. For all y'all in the inner circle, I appreciate y'all, and I'll be talking to you guys in the chat as well. All right, y'all. Love you guys. I appreciate y'all, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Let's get it.